Hey, welcome back to the official Pittsburgh Sports 365 podcast here on YouTube. And links sent to our group on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's all Pittsburgh Sports 365 as far as I'm concerned. 365. That's right, 24/7, 365. I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas, and I want to wish everybody a happy new year. Hope you got your gifts. Hope everybody had got their gifts like they wanted, and I know my Christmas was good. There wasn't many people, made contact, but that's all right. Enough. And, I just wanted to take the first moment to dedicate this episode of this podcast to, unfortunately, there was 2 teens that lost their life in a sad car wreck just before Christmas. It was horrible. Pine Richland football player, 14-year-old Jonathan Torney, passed away in a car crash, and his friend, 18-year-old Taylor Orlowski from Baden, PA, they both lost their life. A total of 6 children, 6 teens were involved. Some went to the hospital with various injuries. You don't want to hear about that. It's sad. And, I just want to send my thoughts and prayers out to the family. I'm sorry what you're going through. I know it's horrific to begin with, and then right around the holidays. Oh, I'm so sorry. We send our well wishes and our prayers. Hopefully you find comfort, which is not very easily found. And I apologize from the bottom of my heart that you have to do that. All right. I just wanted to give a shout out to Steelers Nation Club of Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's her shirt right here. My podcast ain't that big, guys, but one day I'm hoping it will be. Just like Mason Rudolph, man. I'm back here, and they've got all these big podcasts out there. You can see them. 10, 15 million views. Last week, I think we got up to 397 viewers. I thank each and every one of you. 65% aren't subscribed, but I appreciate the subscribers that are there. Thank you for your subscription. Thank you for your time. It's always free to subscribe to this channel. Click that little bell down there so you know. Our podcast is normally released on Tuesday evening. Even with Christmas being yesterday, I took the time out, rushed back. I got it all together. It's not that big of a deal. How about them Steelers? Wow, that was a good game. Rudolph saves Christmas. How about that? I know you heard that 100 million times. Goodness gracious. Wow. Rudolph went 17 for 27, 290 yards, and 2 tutties. No interceptions. Second play of the game. Snaps it. Flings it out to Pickens right there. The safety took the wrong route. Pickens made him pay, boy. Everybody was complaining, bitching. I was too. There was no effort. And, maybe he woke up. Maybe he was just tired of hearing it. That's what I said. If you're tired of hearing people talk crap about you in news media, then Pickens, bud, you got to get out there. You got to get down there and you got to show them what you got. Especially that game. It's in Pittsburgh. Yeah. You don't want to show too much effort after so long, man. You might end up getting confronted when you're leaving the stadium. Especially people who live down there on the north side now, Mount Washington, live up there. You're coming and getting your face down in your parking lot. They're crazy as hell. I heard that, if I'm not mistaken, Le'Veon Bell was in the facilities. On his Instagram, he posted a video where he rode the elevator in Steelers gear up to the in the workout, and where they work out at. That's pretty cool. It sucks that he even said it. He regrets leaving. If Bell would have stayed and Brown would have stayed and they would have kept their wits, I'm telling you, we probably would have been competing year after year for the Super Bowl. Honestly. That was a good game. Finally, nice to watch one. It didn't have me like the game that didn't give me a heart attack. Every game, even if they win or lose, they give me a heart attack. Oh, my heart's probably 5 times normal size. It's terrible. Cut it out. Yeah, Mason spread the ball around pretty good. That was good. Harris had 19 rushes for 78 yards, an average of 4.1 per carry. Jalen Warren on the running had 8 for 24. Man, did he throw one hell of a block. Whoa. Is that Allen Robinson? Is that who was going for the goal line? Week before, when they asked him about George Pickens' blocks, he was like, we must be two different players because I'm not worried about getting hurt or whatever he said. And he was like, I'm going to block for him. I'm block for receivers. And you see the difference. Pickens stood there. Warren got stopped on the one. This week against the Bengals, everybody was blocking. Everybody was doing their job. Warren threw that block, the receiver right into the end zone. Awesome. Yeah, like I said, Mason spread that ball around. Wow. George Pickens had 4 receptions for 195. That's better than a Randy Moss Christmas. That's an average of 48.8 yards per play. Good Lord, in case you were wondering. Allen Robinson had 4 catches for 36 yards. Jalen Warren had 5 catches for 30 yards. Deontay Johnson had 2 for 15. Tight end big old Washington, 1 catch for 8 yards, but he was blocking his head off. Miles Boykin, blocking, doing good. He had a reception. So Mason Rudolph was not only put a couple of them dots and them dimes down there for George Pickens, but he's spreading that ball around like warm mayonnaise. I tell you what, man, that was nice to see. I think, at first, back to Kenny Pickens, at first, like that week he wasn't putting no effort in, he was getting mad, whatever. He had a chip on his shoulder. And then this week he was just tired of hearing it. That was a good offensive performance by everybody involved. I mean, it wasn't perfect by no means. That's normal quarterback, 17 for 27. That's not bad. 10 incompletions, no picks. That's not bad. Not bad at all. 290. It's not the best. Solid numbers for quarterback. Especially third string quarterback. Like, what's going on this year in the NFL? I don't even know. It's like the year of the backup quarterback. You got Flacco. He's sitting on the couch at home down at Haas, and then he gets called down there from Cleveland. I don't know how he's stomach doing it, but he got them right. I mean, they lost Deshaun Watson. That's probably the best thing that's ever happened to them. He wasn't that good, but he wasn't that bad. I mean, he wasn't the worst, but what did he play? They paid him $250 million to play like 7 or 8 games. I'll come over there and pretend to be hurt for $100,000. I ain't wearing your jersey, though. You can forget it. You just go to hell with that. I ain't never putting a Browns jersey on. Man. On the defense, Eric Rowe and Miles Jack. Recently, Miles Jack was retired from the NFL. Eric Rowe was on the practice squad. He was a free agent. Eric Rowe stepped up, had a pick, needed it, turned into points. Miles Jack wearing Charlie Batch's old number. I don't like that number. You can't be having 16 rushing a quarterback, but good stuff there, Miles. He had a sack, bunch of tackles. TJ Watt had a sack. Patrick Peterson got shifted back to safety, where slow men should be. At one point, Patrick Peterson was one of the premier corners in the league, but he's not fast enough to be a corner anymore. You can either put him in nickel linebacker, which is not, I don't know. I don't even know if he could hit anybody anymore. But he had a pick. Pat P picked it off. Alex Highsmith had a pick and a sack. That was good. Yep. That was a real good game. Loved it. Man, that was one hell of a game. Boz was 2 for 2. He hit that longest one for 50 yards out, of course, Heinz Field. Any other kicker probably would have missed it. Percy Harvin had 5 punts for 194 yards and only one of them inside the 20. He is so inconsistent. Oh. When Percy Harvins is on, he's on, bud. When he's not, he's not. It's just, I don't even know what else to say. It's awful. I mean, he's got a booming leg, but one punt was really good, and then he punted one to the 40, and they ended up scoring, didn't he? I don't even know. Yeah, it was a real good game. The Pens are in kind of a tight spot. It's an uphill battle if they want to make the Stanley Cup. They've been inconsistent. I'm not mad. At the stretch, it was power play goals and stuff, but I mean, they've gotten some power play goals recently. They lost by a goal here, 2 goals here. Goal here, goal there. Oh. And then they got shut out that one game. They're 7th in the Metro Division, and they're 11th in the wild card chase. And by the Steelers beating the Bengals, took them from the 6th seed and put them all the way back to the 10th. Put them out there behind us. You know, they're go out back down there. It's terrible. I love it. Just like every other season, the Steelers are going to make you wait until the very last minute. Mike Tomlin said on his press conference from his mouth, they're going to practice and set up like Mason Rudolph is going to play, like he's going to start. Kenny Pickett's going to take some reps to see where he's at. And I don't know how all these sites are translating that into, oh, he said he's starting. He said he's starting. He didn't give a definitive answer. Go back and listen. Tomlin said, I'm trying to get this as right as possible. We feel good about and we're comfortable with what Rudolph has shown us. And right now we're leaning in his direction, and we're going to start the season and have practice and more and all that and take snaps like Mason's starting. But we're also going to get Kenny in there and see where his play is at, his accuracy and his mobility, which tells me that if Kenny Pickett is ready to go, he's going to go. I'm not saying he is, and I'm not saying he isn't, like all these other news outlets. That's not what he said. Everybody's printing him. Rudolph starting. I have a problem with that, but that's not what he said. They took the first part of that statement and then just didn't listen to anything else. When he said, oh, we were comfortable with what Rudolph showed us this week versus Cincinnati, and we're going to start the week off and start practice like Rudolph is going to be the starting quarterback, and then anything after that, all these news outlets, even they didn't hear it. They just stopped listening right then and there because his very next statement was Kenny Pickett is going to take some snaps and some reps to see where he is at in his recovery and his mobility, and then we will go from there. We will know more later in the week. It's like the news outlets hear 5 words and their ears shut off. Go back and watch the press conference. I'm not trying to be rude. Why does that always happen? And then they're not going to give you a definitive answer. They put them little breadcrumbs out there for a reason. Because if you're a defensive coach, Tomlin has 2 possible starters right now. He's not going to give you a definitive answer on either of them. Because if it looks like the defense is like they get in the game, say Rudolph struggles, don't think for a minute if Kenny can't play and that defense has spent all week stacking up for Mason Rudolph, don't think they're going to put Trubisky in there. It's going to be another situation like Ben did when he come off the bench because Landry Jones was struggling. He had to come off the bench and destroy I don't even remember. We were playing an NFC North opponent, I do believe. But he came off the bench and destroyed him. And he was hurt. He was listed as active, but like right now, Kenny can play if he wants him to. That's how he's got it listed. Well, I want to thank everybody for stopping in on this Christmas week. Like I said, I hope everybody had a wonderful holidays. Shout out to Pittsburgh Sports 365, the group on Facebook, the members that we got there. We love all y'all. We love yous more than oxygen. And thank the moderators and all that over there. I got some new Beats headphones for my podcast, but come to find out, the company that bought the Beats from Dre, I guess they stopped including that little cable. So I don't like using non-wired headsets over the ear cups Bluetooth. I will use Buds Bluetooth, but when I'm doing this podcast, you get more of a clear and instant feedback if it's plugged in. Bluetooth is fine, but when I'm talking to you guys, I want to make sure everything's there, which is probably good. Instead of just recording something and throwing it up in the air. That's not good. Anyway, again, thanks everybody for stopping in, checking us out. Pittsburgh Sports 365, the official podcast here on YouTube, and we got our Facebook group. Don't forget. Like and subscribe down in the video. Come on, leave your comments. Tell me how you're feeling. What was your favorite Christmas gift that you got this year for Christmas? Whether it was early or late, which one was your favorite and who was it from? Leave it down in the comments below. And as always, we love you, and I hope to see you again soon, real soon. Have a good one, guys. Pittsburgh Sports 365. Happy New Year, 224. Peace.